The following presentation is for mature audiences only.
Who are you?
He's a fine man.
All hell is broken loose.
He's a great broadcaster.
He's a very powerful guy.
Absolutely brilliant.
Feared by men, adored by women.
He's a smart boy. It's patriotic.
It's no big deal.
It's the end of the world.
I might as well tell you now. He's a monkey.
And how you doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Welcome in to another edition of The Wild Side with Eric Clark. I'm your host, Eric Clark, saying thank you for taking time out of your busy day to give my little video a watch and a listen. If you like it, like it. If you think other people are going to like it, give it a share. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel and you are following me on all the social media platforms. That way, if there's a band, a song, a video, something you want me to check out, you can hit me up with a DM or leave it in the comments below. If you are going to hit me up with a DM, please, no spamming. And if you are going to leave it in the comments below, do me a favor. Join the I Concur Army, the ICA. God, I love you guys, man. I really do. All you have to do to join the ICA is read through the comment section. If you see that your suggestion has already been made, all you have to do is like that original suggestion and below reply with I concur. CONCUR. I concur means I agree. It's a joke that my Army buddies and I used to have. So it's just this little thing that I do. And I have found it absolutely hilarious that I concur is popping up all over the place. I jumped on a live stream. I was watching Jen's live stream yesterday, said hi to everybody, and I got some I concurs back. So thank you very much to everybody for playing along and joining the I Concur Army, because only you can concur with a song suggestion. And don't forget, every Saturday we do the Wild Side Live, 2 p.m. Central Time. I live stream from right here in East Nashville, and it's your opportunity to suggest songs for me, ask me about my opinion of songs if I didn't cover something in a reaction video. Your opportunity to sit down and pick the resin-coated brain of an old-school radio DJ. I've been doing radio for 30-plus years, most of it in rock and classic rock, so people ask me questions all the time about why certain things are, why certain things aren't, stories from the business, things like that. So every Saturday at 2 p.m. right here on the channel is the Wild Side Live. But you do have to be a subscriber to jump in on the chat. And I invite everybody to do it. Helps the channel grow. And the bigger the channel grows, the more opportunities I have to make more of these videos for you. So thank you very much for taking time out of your day to be a part of the I Concur Army, and thank you very much for joining it. Before we get started in today's video, I do want to say thank you to Aspen Dental, Connect 200, Music 2C, and Gothic Jewelry. They are those that make the Wild Side possible, so thank you very much to them. If you'd like to be a part of the Wild Side, all you have to do is hit me up with a DM, and we can talk about how I can help with your brand, because, you know, I got that smooth, velvety voice. And again, if you need some voiceover work, hit me up. I work really cheap, and I work very well, and I have all my own stuff right here at the house. So, again, I'm here for you, whatever I can do for you. I know that's what you need. And again, don't forget, follow me on all the social media platforms, and make sure you are liking and subscribing to the channel. I'm a horrible self-promoter, and you're going to see that in the live chat. I will sit here for 2 hours and never once say, don't forget to like and subscribe. I am a horrible self-promoter. In my entire existence, there has been a whole department that handles the marketing. So I just answer a few questions on a questionnaire, and you write up the blurb for me. So that's just kind of how I've always been. So I'm just a horrible self-promoter. But again, don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you can jump in on the Wild Side Live every Saturday, 2 p.m. Central Time. Today's video is going to be a little different. It's not really a reaction so much as it may be an introduction. I'm trying to come up with a name for the segment. You guys can help me out down below in the comment section if you want. I came up with this, please allow me to introduce this song, you know, stuff like that, hidden gems, whatever you want to call it. Just songs that I think have gotten lost in the zeitgeist. Our cycle moves so quickly, and pop culture is such a staccato and rapid-fire industry that a lot of times things will get caught up into that zeitgeist and devalued. And whether it's devalued through excessive airplay, and again, I've I'm a part of that industry. I understand completely how that can happen. It goes back to my Nickelback argument, which is you don't hate Nickelback, you just hate the fact that they were played on every radio station, and How You Remind Me was used as a crossover hit. So that's what you're really upset about. But it just feels better to say, I hate Nickelback. So it's a little segment I want to do where I reintroduce people to songs that maybe you hadn't heard before or you hadn't heard in a long time, and it's been a while, so thank you very much. But today's song, what it is, it's actually an alternate version of a song that a lot of you are very familiar with. Saliva released every 60 seconds in 2000, or every 6 seconds, every 60. That's the chick with the necklace. It was recorded in 2000, released in early 2001, and working in active rock radio at the time, we were getting a lot of these bands' materials long before the CD was released. So we had Your Disease and Click Click Boom. There was a period in 2001, there was probably a 6-month run in 2001 where you couldn't turn the corner and not hear Click Click Boom. It was everywhere. From video games to movies to commercials, everywhere. Click Click Boom was everywhere. But the song that really launched Saliva and the boys, and the dude's name, Josie Scott, just escaped my brain, but then it jumped back in, so thank you. But the song that really launched them was Your Disease. That was the first track that it was an A category. We were spinning the crap out of it. But somewhere along the way, they went into a studio and re-recorded Your Disease with a string section, an acoustic version of Your Disease. Now, the first time we heard it, the first time my program director and I heard it, we knew this song is getting added. And we were supposed to do an equal rotation of the studio track and this acoustic version. And after a couple of listens, you realize this is actually a better version. I have always said the one slight that a lot of hard rock and metal singers get is that people don't think they can sing. They don't think what they're doing is singing. They believe that they're screaming, and it's just, yelling and screaming. I've heard that way too often. So I've always appreciated when a band will unplug and do an acoustic set. I think VH1 did a really good job of setting the standard of exemplifying someone's talent through that live, intimate performance. So I've always said that if you really want to know if someone can sing or not, unplug them. And then you're going to know whether or not they can sing. And the one thing about this track that I will go to my grave arguing is this is a perfect example. This and Planet Caravan by Pantera. These two tracks are a perfect example of you not realizing how good of a singer Josie Scott is. So this is an acoustic version of Your Disease. I believe it was recorded in the NBC studios. Again, if you know better than I do, put it down below. I don't know if they have ever released this on a compilation or anything like that. It was only radio, where it was the only place for a while that you can get this. So I don't know, again, if you can get a hard copy of it. But I highly recommend that if you can scour and find a copy, which I have, if you can find a copy of this, you've got to have it. Because what you're going to hear is really good vocals from Josie Scott and perfect blend and layering of stringed instruments with a foundation of metal and rock. So this is Saliva, Your Disease, acoustic. Please allow me to introduce this song. You're going to hear a lot of subtleties, so listen for the strings, the different
Rhyming, I'm
gentleness, but a heaviness as well. Crazy good. You know, I forgot how heavy that track is when you strip away the guitars and the bass and the electrification of the gravity of the song itself. So what makes the song so much heavier than its studio compatriot, and I think one of the reasons it hits me so much harder, is because that when you strip away that electrification, what you're left with is the song. And it's a heavy song. It's an emotional song. And what Josie Scott does with his vocals in this track is he creates that instrument, so when all that electrification is stripped away, Josie's instrument almost gets turned up to 11, doesn't it? So when he's hitting these notes, he's putting more into it, and he's not in the danger zone. So all of those massive notes that were coming, so that he was able to stay with the lights and the colors that were being created by those strings, it was coming from down here. He wasn't screaming any of these notes. Even though his voice is gritty, it has an earthiness to it. Even though his tones that are coming through and the colors are very earth tone colors, what he's doing in this track is he is softening those edges so that they blend with the layers of the strings. So you've got the pomposity of the drums that are still there, but yet even those are subdued. Even the drums are subdued in this version of the song, and the strings really do play a very subtle yet important weight to this track. So I will always say that this version of Your Disease is a better version than the studio version, only because when it's stripped down to Josie singing and the strings amplifying his color palette, they're layered and blended so well that it does reach a different emotional level when you're listening to the track. So, I mean, to me, Your Disease in the studio version is a windows down, it's a rock tune. Whereas this version of Your Disease is very, there's more of an innocence to it. You feel the broken heart. You feel the pain, and you feel the weight of his need to get this out of his system. So again, I've always said, and I have this version on CD. There's a few things in life you grab on the way out. There's a few things you grab on the way out, and this is one of them right here. So I made sure I had a hard copy because, again, this is from a sampler. It's radio promo. You never know if it's going to get released on a hard copy, on a best of, on a box set. I really hope they do. If you know more about what happened with this track, because I already have it, so I don't really need to go out and search for it. And I really hope that they have released that on a hard copy so that more people can have that in their library. That is an absolutely brilliant song. A lot of times when bands do acoustic versions of their songs, they sometimes don't translate. And when we saw this, I didn't know if it was going to translate, and it absolutely blew my mind. So again, if you've never heard that before, that is the acoustic version of Your Disease by Saliva. Came out, I believe, in the summer of 2001. I'd have to send a few text messages just to get it down right, but I believe that came out in late summer of 01. So it was just a fantastic, and again, as soon as we heard it, we were like, oh, dude, there's some things you hear like Aaron Lewis doing Outside live in Biloxi. Yeah, I know Fred kind of ruined it, but when you hear it, you're like, bro, this is going in. That's an ad, man. That is just an absolute smash of a song. So I hope that more people have been exposed to that version, not just from our radio station, but just through discovery and exploration on YouTube. So yeah, go ahead and definitely make sure that is a part of your library. Saliva, Your Disease, the acoustic version. Man, strings in metal or strings in rock always add such a richness to the overall purpose of the song itself. So it's just fantastic. So thank you very much for putting up with me and dealing with my introduction to a song you may or may not have heard before. I hope this is the first time. I hope you go back and listen to it a bunch more times and get to love it the way I do. So it's just a fantastic track. I hope you discovered something new today. You guys have been so awesome with introducing me to music I've not heard before. So I just thought maybe it was an opportunity to return the favor and give something back to the community. Again, if you have a suggestion for a track, for a tune, for something you want me to check out, or my thoughts on something you want me to introduce to you like this, by all means, man, make sure you're following me on the social media platforms and you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. That way you can hit me up with a DM on social media, or you can leave your suggestion in the comments below. Join the I Concur Army. All you have to do is read through the comment section. If someone's already made your suggestion, leave a like and an I Concur reply on that comment. That'll help me organize things a little bit better and get it into the handy-dandy notebook. Thank you to Aspen Dental, Connect 200, Music 2C, and Gothic Jewelry. And thank you to all of you for taking time out of your busy day. Join me here on the wild side. Make sure you're looking out for each other. Make sure you're looking out for your neighbor. Try to do at least one good thing a day. I am Eric Clark, and this has been The Wild Side.